Hey, this is Chris Pell from IELTSadvantage.com. Thank you very much for watching this video. So today is Friday. Every Friday I open my inbox, check my email, and I'll have 10 to 20 emails from people saying, I've just failed my test, I need your help, tell me what to do. So what I decided to do was to give you a little summary of the things that you should be thinking about if you've failed your test. So if you're watching this video, you have probably not got the score that you need and you're thinking about what to do next. Now, the first thing I'd say is your problems are very, very fixable. The worst thing you can do is just give up. So the reason why you need a good IELTS score is to move to the country of your dreams or get the job of your dreams. It's a really life-changing thing. It's a really important thing. I understand how important it is. So it's really important that you get good advice about how to move forward and get that good score. So here are 6 steps to getting over your bad score and moving on and getting the score that you need. So the first thing is take some time to feel sorry for yourself. The first 24, 48 hours when you get your score, don't be making any decisions about what to do or whatever. Take time to cry or do whatever you have to do to get over this, but it's not the end of the world. So something that one of my mentors taught me was something called throw a pity party. So do something to cheer yourself up. So like when I have something really bad happen to me, I go away, stay in a hotel and just eat really terrible food, as you can probably tell from looking at me, but basically just do something nice for myself, so that I can get over this. 24, 48 hours, take time to not think about IELTS, and then you can start thinking about what to do. The second thing, and this is probably the most important thing, is don't blame anyone or anything for your bad results, okay? So I understand that IELTS is not a perfect test, but it is the most perfect test that we have at the moment. A really, really bad idea is to say, it is IELTS' fault, it is the examiner's fault, it is my teacher's fault. It might be your teacher's fault, you might have a terrible teacher, but most people have quite good teachers. Blaming anybody and anything apart from yourself, alright? So if you do this will lead to more negative results and it'll probably result in you just giving up, alright? So I've seen this 1,000 times where students get really, really angry. So they don't really get over feeling sorry for themselves, and instead of blaming themselves, it's your responsibility really, they blame everything else. They get really, really angry, and most of them just give up. And think about what you're giving up. You're giving up a really good job, or a really good place at university, or moving to a really nice country. Do not blame other people. Take responsibility for your own results. Some of you will be watching this video now and screaming at me, telling me that, it's somebody else's fault, it's not me. If you get a band 9, it's your fault. If you get a band 6, it's your fault. It is your responsibility to get the scores that you need. When you accept that, then you can move on. But until you accept that you won't be able to move on and get the score that you need. Most of you, or some of you, are probably switching off now, but it's something that you really need to hear. If you are in that frame of mind, you're never going to move on. So feel sorry for yourself for 24, 48 hours. Don't blame other people. Accept that it's your responsibility. You are the one doing the test, not your teacher, not the examiner, not other people, not IELTS. It's you who has to do it. Number 3, so really, really important, probably the second most important thing after accepting responsibility, is find out what went wrong, alright? Find out why you got the score that you need. So probably the number one question I get asked on a Friday is like, I have no idea why I got a 6. I have no idea why I got a 6.5. I have no idea why I got a 5.5. And that is totally understandable. You are not an IELTS examiner. You are not an IELTS expert. However, if your car was broken down, who would you take it to? You would take it to a mechanic. If you were feeling sick, you would go to a doctor. If you had a sore tooth, you would go to a dentist, all right? Lots of people don't get the score that they need, and then try and figure things out for themselves. So would you try and fix your own car? Would you try and pull your own tooth out? No, go and find an IELTS expert. You can use me or use anybody. There are 2 million people in the world doing IELTS. I'm not saying this so that you'll all come to me. I would never be able to help everybody. But find someone in your local area or the internet or wherever you can. Find someone you trust who knows what they are talking about. And they will be able to look at your results, look at your work. So say you have a problem with writing, you'll give them your writing, they'll look at it. And if they know what they're talking about, just like a mechanic fixing a car, they'll be able to pinpoint exactly what is wrong. So say you need a band 7, but you're getting a band 6.5 in writing, it's probably just a few things that you're not doing correctly. And they're very, very, very fixable things. All right, so instead of wasting lots of time reading all the books, reading all the websites, trying to figure it out by yourself, just pay someone. You know, there are lots of review centers in all the different cities around the world. There are lots of good teachers, there are lots of IELTS experts online. Find someone that you trust. Talk to your friends, look at their testimonials, look at what other people say about them, but really just find someone to help you with it. It is much cheaper to find someone than to go and do the test and repeat the test 3-4 times. I mean, some people spend thousands of dollars before they realize that they just have to spend a little bit of money on an expert to help them with this. Number 4, be realistic. All right, so again, some of you will not want to hear this, but you cannot jump from a band 5 to a band 8 in 2 weeks. So I get messages every day saying, my test is tomorrow and I need a band 8. I got a band 5 last time. Can you help me? It's like, I can't help you in 24 hours. You need to be realistic about what band you are capable of getting and the amount of time that it will take you to get there. Now, I'm not saying that people aren't capable of getting a high score. You are, but it does take time. All right. How much time that will take will totally depend on your schedule. So a student who has 5 hours a day to study is going to be doing things much quicker than, say, a nurse who only has 30 minutes to study a day and has 5 kids that she or he needs to look after as well. Totally depends on your circumstances. But what you do is be realistic and be realistic about the amount of time that it's going to take you and make a plan of action. So that plan of action could be you're studying 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. It could be that you're studying for 15 minutes, 3 times a week. It's obviously going to take you longer if you're the second person, but you must make a study plan. And again, getting help, your teacher should help you with a study plan. If you ask your teacher for a study plan and they're like, no, I don't do that, you might not have the right teacher. All right, they should be able to give you strategic resources, help you with things, tell you exactly what you need to do. So once you've made a plan, carry out that plan. All right, lots of people get to this stage and they have a plan and everything is beautiful and they put it all in a beautiful Excel document and their plan is lovely and they put it up on their wall and then they do nothing. All right, so it is really, really important that you actually do the work. So many students come to me and say, okay, I'm at a 6.5, I need a 7.5, or I need an 8. And I say, okay, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this, and you have to do this. They're like, well, I didn't realize I had to do any work. I just wanted some tips. Tips aren't going to really help you jump from, a band 6 to a band 8, or some of the jumps that a lot of you need. Hard work, strategically doing the things that you need to do, fixing your weaknesses, turning those weaknesses into strengths, that does require a little bit of work. A lot of work, actually. But it is really the only way to do it. Okay? So, and last, be consistent, all right? It is much, much better to make a plan and do a little bit of work every day instead of doing what most people do, waiting for the day before their test and then staying up all night and cramming and trying to do everything in 24 hours, all right? Make a plan, be consistent. You will slowly get to where you want to be. Everybody who has got a band 9 in the IELTS test at one time had no English or very little English and was really struggling. all right? But the difference between people who get band 7, 8 and 9 and the people that struggle is the people that get band 7, 8 or 9 realize that they have to do a little bit of work. They do that work, they improve, and then they get the score that they need, okay? So do not be too upset, too depressed if you don't get the score that you need. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Follow those steps and it will help you out a lot. If you need any help with IELTS, go to IELTSadvantage.com. We have a huge amount of free resources there, and subscribe to this YouTube channel and you will get more videos. Thank you very much, guys, and good luck in the future. Bye bye.